Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video. Today we've got some exciting news to talk about to do with Superman and Lois. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DCTV videos later this year. Okay, so it was just announced along with a slew of other DC announcements, mainly to do with James Gunn and his new DC Studios, at a private event over in America in LA, that they have now confirmed their new slate of films, TV shows and animation for the next couple of years. And at this event there was press there, and I believe they were asking questions to the new DC studio heads, that being James Gunn and Peter Safran, where they were able to confirm one or two more things that weren't in the official announcement video and press releases that were released yesterday. So one of those things is to do with Superman and Lois, because at the event, Superman and Lois was confirmed to have one or two more seasons left, according to James Gunn. So let's go ahead and break down this very exciting news. I'm reading off of Variety. The link to the article will be in the description below. Alright, so this is how it begins. Superman and Lois is expected to continue for one or two more seasons, according to DC studio heads James Gunn and Peter Safran. It continues by saying the future of the CW series was revealed by the pair at a press event on the Warner Bros. Lot on January 30th in LA, at which they laid out their initial development stage. When asked about Superman and Lois, Gunn said, "It's a show that everybody likes, so it's going to keep going for a little bit." Gunn and Safran were also asked about the fate of the upcoming CW series Gotham Knights, though neither had any comment. That show will debut its first season on March 14th, along with Superman and Lois airing season 3 episode 1. And so there you have it. That is what we are working with right now. This is very good news for us Arrowverse fans and fans of Superman and Lois. It seems, according to the new heads of DC Studios, who definitely have a lot of say in all DC projects, and yes, Superman and Lois is at the CW. Even if the CW cancelled it, maybe James Gunn and Peter Safran would be open to taking it over to HBO Max, because they think it should go on for one or two more seasons at least. And so it must be mentioned that with James Gunn actually saying that it's going to go on for one or two more seasons, we're not actually sure if that includes the upcoming season, so season 3, because obviously that is yet to come out. So if it includes that and then one more season after that, which would be the one or two seasons that James Gunn referenced, that means that maybe season 4 is going to be the last, or if it includes more seasons beyond what they've already filmed, that would mean there would be a season 4 and 5. And so yeah, this is obviously very exciting. Let's break this down bit by bit. So first off, I'll give you my opinion. So obviously I've been a big advocate for Superman and Lois, especially since it's such a good show. And it's actually been doing like relatively well for a CW show. It's actually doing one of the best. And it's really well liked by fans, even fans that were very skeptical going into it, that were more like Henry Cavill fans. They actually have liked the show, and so yeah, it's been pretty popular, and it's less controversial than other CW series like The Flash or Supergirl, which obviously has a lot of haters. And so I feel like Superman and Lois has a little bit less haters. And in terms of ratings, like I said before, it's doing actually quite well. And so considering that season 3 is coming up and it's still a relatively new show, I feel like it would be such a huge waste if they were to end with season 3, especially because, like I said, it's well loved. It's Superman, it's Lois, they're even introducing a new Lex Luthor. Like, they're doing big things on TV, and yes, DC Studios has plans for TV projects over on HBO Max. They also have plans for DC Elseworlds projects, and I'll explain what that is right now. So basically, James Gunn explained that DC Elseworlds is the projects that aren't in the main continuity, so basically set on another Earth, and they are pretty separate from the events that are going to be going on in the main DCEU timeline that James Gunn and Peter Safran have been teasing over the last couple of days and months. And so Superman and Lois obviously fits into that same kind of mold in terms of the Batman, Joker, projects like that, because they aren't necessarily linked. Although Ezra Miller did show up in The Flash, we're pretty sure everything's about to change with the upcoming Flash film, because it is a Flashpoint film, and James Gunn, in his statement revealing the DCU slate yesterday, referred to the Flash as being like a kind of resetter of everything. So the timeline is going to be changed and the whole DCEU is going to be changed. So we don't know where Superman and Lois and the Arrowverse stands in that, but as of right now we can presume it's an Elseworlds project that's going to continue over at the CW unless the CW doesn't want it anymore. So it's expected to go on for 1 or 2 more seasons according to the heads of DC Studios. Do I believe them, and should you believe them? Obviously take it with a grain of salt because they aren't the ones in charge of the show, unlike their HBO Max projects where they are literally overseeing all these projects. So I guess they have some sort of power over Superman, Lois and all DC projects considering they are the heads of DC. They can at least advocate to the CW to say, yes, you should continue doing this, like it's a well-loved show and we will just continue to lend the rights out to you so you can continue making this Superman show. But also you have to remember that with this new DC studio starting, there could potentially be a new kind of partnership between the CW and DC if they wish to continue using their CW links that obviously DC has used in the past. So as of right now, I'm going to say I think Superman Lois is relatively safe. I'm still going to be skeptical until we get an official announcement by the CW, but it's really good to hear that James Gunn is so sure that there's going to be at least 1 or 2 more seasons left, so potentially leading into a season 4 and potentially a season 5, which obviously fans would welcome because we've been through enough on the CW and in terms of the Arrowverse projects. Like everything is just being cancelled left, right and center, and even when answering about Gotham Knights, they weren't able to comment on it. Now, I don't think they have a vested interest in Gotham Knights considering they've probably seen the trailer and they probably think, okay, yeah, this is not going to be super good, so let's not comment on this, let's not put all of our money into this project when we could be making new Batman related projects that could be even better. And so obviously they see some sort of value in Superman Lois, which potentially they don't see in Gotham Knights. Obviously this is just me speculating, maybe they will really like Gotham Knights when it comes out, but all we have for now is a trailer. And so when asked about the fate of Gotham Knights, they had no comment. And obviously the show's coming out in March, so we'll have to wait and see how it's actually viewed and how people react to the project. But right now, yeah, it's not looking very good for Gotham Knights, especially with the announcement by the CW that they're going to only like take over 3 to 5 shows into next season that are scripted shows and aren't like golfing events or anything that they've been signing up for recently since Nexstar took over and wants to drive the CW in a different direction. But at this point, I don't think Superman Lois has anything to prove. As long as the next season is solid, like it's actually good, like the last 2 seasons have been, I don't think they're going to actually run into too much trouble in terms of keeping it alive, because like I said before, I think HBO Max and James Gunn would be very interested in keeping it going, at least like he said, for a couple more seasons, and the CW would definitely be missing out if they didn't have a show like Superman Lois on their network. But clearly they aren't really too much invested into the idea of scripted content, mainly because it's very expensive to make. And you have to remember, literally the main goal of the new DC Studios regime with Gunn and Safran in charge is about rebooting the DC film and television universe. So with them mentioning Superman Lois, that's just good enough. And for Greg Berlanti, who is the main producer behind all of these shows, and he is one of the most successful producers, and he just renewed his contract with Warner Brothers, so he's still going to be developing projects for them over on HBO Max, and I guess 1 or 2 final CW shows. But right now things aren't looking good for him, because even his Green Lantern show over at HBO Max is no longer moving forward, which was announced just yesterday at the press event. Also the other day it was announced that Titans and Doom Patrol would both be ending in their current upcoming seasons, and they are both very, very popular, so there is clearly a reason that they are kind of stepping away from what Greg Berlanti has been doing, which is very troubling for us Arrowverse fans. The only other DC show that he currently has on at HBO Max is a show called Dead Boy Detectives, which is currently in production, so presumably we're going to be seeing that. Although I wouldn't put it past Warner Brothers to can upcoming shows, because they did that with Batgirl. But like I said, now DC has a new head, well, heads in terms of James Gunn and Peter Safran. I don't think it's going to be the head of Warner Brothers Discovery, David Zaslav, making those decisions. That is down to the new heads of the studio, because that's what they've been put in charge of. And so in terms of future Elseworlds projects, I guess we're going to be getting more. They've found some success with the Batman and also with Joker, so why wouldn't they continue with that? And in terms of the Arrowverse, it's a very popular thing, and I think they acknowledge that. James Gunn has just made it clear that in terms of the future of their DC universe, they want to make it a bit more concrete. They want to join it all together. They don't want audiences to be confused about what is canon, what's not canon, and so they're going to make it pretty clear. And so I hope the Arrowverse fits in there somewhere. And so for now, I have to say I'm just very excited at the prospect of having maybe a season 4 and a season 5 of Superman Lois, which I can totally see, as I said earlier. But really the big question is for you guys. What do you guys think? Do you trust what James Gunn is saying here, that Superman Lois has 1 or 2 more seasons left because the show is well loved? Or do you believe that the CW is going to overrule what James Gunn is saying and actually go ahead and cancel the show, considering its big costs? Let me know down in the comments down below, what do you think about all of this? Plus, you can leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Also, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. I'm uploading daily right now. It is currently the 1st of February, and in 7 days time we're going to have the premiere of The Flash Season 9 Episode 1, aka the final season premiere for The Flash, considering it's its final season. So I'm going to have lots of coverage, so stay tuned as I make those videos. Plus also I wanted to mention to you guys, I've been making shorts recently. So YouTube has a new thing called YouTube Shorts. It's a new tab, so if you go to my main channel page, there is the home tab, there is the video tab, and there is also the shorts tab. Go check out my shorts page because I'm making short kind of TikTok / Instagram reel type videos to do with the Arrowverse, to do with DC. I think you guys will enjoy that kind of short form content that I am starting to make, and it's going to be a regular thing from now on. So for now, if you want to support the channel, click the join button to become a member. You can join our members live streams or get merch by clicking the link in the description below. It's limited edition. Like I said before, it's only available for a couple more weeks and then it's going to be taken off and gone forever. So now is the time to get your hands on some DCTV show merch if you love the channel and like the videos. So for now, click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.
I see red.